Who's actually going to get the most out of a smart fragrance diffuser? Who can walk away without one? And does the price make sense for someone who just wants a pleasant room without turning their living space into a tech lab? Those are the three questions I kept coming back to while I was testing the Pura Home 4. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The biggest hesitation most people have isn't whether the scent will be nice. It's whether the gadget part of it will become another source of frustration in a house that already has a smart speaker, a thermostat, and a handful of Bluetooth lights. In the first few days of using this thing, I tried to picture how often I'd actually need to fiddle with an app, replace a vial, or troubleshoot a Wi-Fi hiccup. And that's where the real value, or lack thereof, starts to show. Let's start with the kind of setup most renters or busy professionals will face. The Pura Home 4 comes in a sleek, matte black housing that blends into a nightstand or a kitchen counter. You plug it in, download the Pura app, and the unit does a quick auto-detect of the fragrance vial you pop in. The detection is genuinely automatic. The moment you insert a refill, it lights up with a soft amber glow and the app registers the scent name. That sounds neat, but the first practical question is, do you already have a stable Wi-Fi spot where you want the diffuser? If your router is on the other side of a thick wall, the device can struggle to stay connected, and you'll end up with a blinking orange LED that tells you offline instead of diffusing. For a small studio apartment with the router in the living room, I never saw that problem, but a two-story house with a lot of interference did make the connection drop a couple of times a week. Now, who should actually buy this? If you're someone who already lives in a smart home ecosystem, think Alexa, Google Home, or Apple HomeKit, and you enjoy setting scenes where lights dim, music starts, and a scent fills the room, the Pura Home 4 slots in nicely. The app lets you schedule diffusion by the hour, sync it with sunrise or sunset, and even tie it to a movie night routine where the lights go low and the fragrance kicks in. For people who love that level of automation, the convenience of not having to remember to press a button each evening is a real time saver. Also, if you're health conscious and prefer essential oil-based refills over generic plug-in scents, the Pura system uses sealed, recyclable vials that claim to preserve the integrity of the oils. I tested a lavender and a citrus blend. The scent lingered for about 3 hours before tapering off, which is about average for a 300 milliliters vial. But the fact that the diffuser automatically adjusts the output based on how much liquid is left helps stretch that runtime a bit. On the other side of the coin, there are clear reasons to skip this model. If you're the type who simply wants a pleasant smell in the bathroom or the entryway, and you don't care about schedules or voice control, a traditional reed diffuser or a plug-in oil warmer will cost a fraction of what you pay for the Pura Home 4. The upfront price is already higher than most smart diffusers in the market, and the ongoing cost of proprietary vials can add up. The vials aren't cheap, and you're locked into buying only Pura-branded refills if you want the automatic detection feature to work. That's a hidden trade-off that many buyers overlook until the first refill arrives and the price tag shows up. If you're comfortable swapping out a bottle manually, and you have a favorite essential oil brand you already trust, you'll likely feel the extra expense is unjustified. Let's talk about day-to-day usability, because that's where the rubber meets the floor. The app interface is clean and intuitive. You scroll through a list of your installed vials, set a diffusion schedule, and toggle the LED light. The light itself is a nice touch, a gentle amber that can serve as a night light, and you can dim it down to a barely perceptible glow if you don't want it to be a distraction. However, the LED also stays on whenever the unit is powered, which some users find a bit too bright in a dark bedroom. There's a manual button on the unit for a quick burst of scent, but it's tucked under a small rubber flap that can be easy to miss if you're reaching for it in the dark. I found myself tapping the top of the diffuser a few times before I realized there's a dedicated burst press. One of the practical strengths I noticed was the automatic vial detection. When the refill gets low, the app pushes a notification, so you're never left with a silent diffuser that you assumed was still working. This is a small convenience, but it does prevent that awkward moment when you walk into a room expecting a pleasant aroma and